Animation is an ever-changing art form as technology improves and new techniques are created. These changes lead to trends that the industry follows. Here are some of those trends. One of the main trends is a combination of 2D and 3D animation. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a great example. It is a 3D animated film made to look two-dimensional. The animators accomplish this by the line work that is incorporated in the frames. By combining 2D and 3D animation, you are able to get the benefit of both media. 2D animation brings life and emotion to characters. 3D animation is realistic and pulls the viewer into the scene but lacks the style and life of 2D animation. 3D models can also be reused in future projects. Going back to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the animators were able to use 3D animation to capture the dynamic motion of the superhero. However, character and emotion were added through lines in 2D animation. One of the common ways to mix both media is by using 3D animation and models for the background, and 2D animation for the characters. A film that uses this technique effectively is Tarzan. By creating 3D models for the background, these parts can be easily reused without having to remake the assets. Another rising trend is animation in virtual reality. The idea of being able to bring your artistic craft to real life was always the ultimate dream of all creators. A deepened communication to the viewer or fully immersive experience of the impossible. Even in animation, you want the viewer to be able to experience a life that might be drastically different from their own. This dream might not be a future dream, and instead, present-day reality, as we see the increasingly popular trend of VR animation. Thanks to the advancements in virtual reality, animators might have this dream to come true. VR allows animators to significantly strengthen certain elements towards their animation. For example, the sense of scale of certain characters or props, as having the viewer physically straining their neck to look up or even bend down to look at a minuscule detail. VR has also allowed animators to exist apart from their own animated world. Viewers can now have 360 views of an environment. Cities can now look more crowded when there's people all around you, and fields are more empty as you are left with a vast view. VR also allows for very natural looking camera movements. Animators can make camera movement express that the camera is walking or running with more realistic camera shakes. VR animation can also give the viewer the experience of exploring the animation themselves. Instead of creating a linear story, viewers might soon to be able to choose their own path to explore, pushing the boundary of what is considered a film or a game. While VR does allow for hyperrealism, there is also plenty of stylized animation. For example, Dear Angelica presents the viewer with a story told from a series of drawings unfolding around the viewer. The film was painted entirely in VR, using the software Quill, thus allowing its paintbrushes-like strokes. Thanks to the increased development in VR, more animators are now able to create more interactive and realistic animation. Although there are still several improvements to make being able to merge two different scenes together from two different animators, or having multiple animators being able to edit and work on a single animation. One major trend in animation is a more globally distributed team. With improvements in technology, teams no longer have to be in the same room or even the same country. Some animation studios outsource their own work to freelancers all around the world. One of the biggest advancements that make this global workforce possible is the cloud. It allows the sharing of files and for multiple animators to be working on the same scene as if they were in the same room. While online outsourcing has always been prominent in other industries, this has not really transitioned well into the animation industry, because it requires the team to work together to get the full potential of an idea. However, the cloud and advancements in communication technologies have removed these limitations and restrictions. With more studios such as Disney and Pixar Outsourcing their work, this means there are opportunities for aspiring animators. But this is not the only option for freelancers. With better technology comes with increased accessibility. The tools of animation are now readily available to anyone with a computer. Anyone can make animation so long as they have the drive and passion to do so. This means one person can do what used to be teams of people. It's now possible for someone to create and distribute their own film all by themselves. Increased accessibility also means there will be more animations. We'll be learning about new perspectives and stories, ones that we have never heard before.